Hey folks, welcome to this video where I am going to demo the Handforth Parish Council Meeting Simulator written in Java. Now, if you're not sure what the Handforth Parish Council Meeting is, let's just head on over to YouTube very quickly and take a look. Okay, so here we are on YouTube. So let's just do a quick search for Handforth Parish Council Meeting. Okay, and take a look at this.
Will you please let the chairman
Mrs. Weaver, please.
If you disrupt this meeting, I will have to remove you from it.
You can't.
It's only the chairman who can remove people from a meeting. You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
She's just kicked him out.
So as you can see, it was basically a local council meeting in the UK that descended into complete chaos and became an internet sensation. It's pretty funny. Lots of people get really angry and start shouting at each other. Various people get kicked off the meeting. There's people laughing, cackling, shouting at people in the background. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. So I thought it'd be a fun use case to build a simulator as a coding exercise. Okay, so let's meet some of the characters, some of the stars of the show. So first up, we've got Jackie Weaver, who pretty much came off looking the best in the entire exchange and has become kind of a minor celebrity in her own right now. You've got the Handforth PC clerk, who I think is supposed to be in charge, but got ejected from the meeting fairly early on, unfortunately, because he was pretty funny. This is Roger Small, just another one of the characters. We've got Peter Moore with some cool guitars in the background. We've got John Smith, who was kind of finding everything really funny, but then became quite serious towards the end. We've got Barry Burkill, who was pretty annoyed. We've got David Pincombe. We've got Alad's iPad, which was one of the accounts, Alad's iPad, but there were actually two people on this, and the guy on the left was absolutely fuming, and the guy on the right found the whole thing hilarious. There were a couple of other characters which we may include if we update the simulator at some point, but these are all the characters that we've included so far. Now, this lineup of characters could quite easily be the cast from an episode of Midsummer Murders. If you don't know what Midsummer Murders is, it's about the most English program you could possibly get. Okay, so the next question might be, why did we bother building this simulator? Well, if you're going to learn to code, you can do dry, boring exercises like binary tree or Fibonacci sequence type problems, or you can do something that's a bit fun and a bit relatable, and I think that's a much better way of learning. It's still important to do the academic exercises, but you want to intersperse it with stuff that's fun and lighthearted. I think it's a much better way to learn long term. Okay, so before we kick off the demo, let's just take a quick look at the rules of the simulation. So the characters take turns to speak at random. They speak quotes from the actual meeting at random. Some of the comments are deemed to be negative and some positive. If a character says two negative things, they are kicked out of the meeting. When only one character remains, they are considered the survivor. This doesn't include Jackie Weaver, who's the chairperson of the meeting and cannot be thrown out of the meeting. If we run more than one simulations, there can be an overall winner or an overall survivor who survived the most number of meetings, or it can be a tie break if there's more than one person that survived the same number of meetings. And that's all the rules. Okay, now it's demo time. Okay, we can run it by simply typing this in and specifying the number of simulations that we want. We'll run one to start with and we'll say slow, so print the comment slowly, and let's kick it off and see what happens. Okay, now you can see that the comments are appearing on the left. So you've got Jackie Weaver, you've got David Pincombe making comments, Peter Moore, John Smith, Jackie Weaver, they're all making comments. And you can see along the left, some people are being kicked out there. You can see more people are being kicked out there. Okay, and eventually they all get kicked out, apart from one person, and that last person to not be kicked out in this case is Barry Burkill. Okay, so Barry Burkill has survived the first simulation, and in the overall number of simulations we ran, and we only ran one, then Barry Burkill is the sole survivor. Okay, so let's run it again, but this time we will run it with, say, 3 simulations. In fact, let's run it again with 3 simulations, but let's make it go a bit faster. Okay, so you can see people have started being kicked out now. Barry Burkill's been kicked out, and the Handforth PC clerk has won this one. He was actually kicked out of the real meeting quite quickly, but he's survived this one. Then Barry Burkill again. He's been doing pretty well. Okay, and the last one was also won by the Handforth PC clerk. So Handforth PC clerk in this case is the overall winner because he survived 2 of the simulations, and Barry Burkill survived 1. So in the leaderboard, he's in the 2nd position. So let's run it again, but this time as a final demo, just with 10 simulations, and let's see how that looks. Okay, so Peter Moore has won the first one, and quite a few late kickouts. Julie's iPad has won the second one. Okay, we've got Alad's iPad, which is actually 2 people. We've got Peter Moore. Pretty even distribution so far. Alad's iPad, I think that's the 2nd time he's won. Okay, and that pretty much wraps it up. And the last one has been survived by John Smith. Okay, so in this case, you can see that Peter Moore won the most. He survived 4 of the 10 meetings that we simulated. So Peter Moore's in the lead. Alad's iPad survived 3, so he's number 2. John Smith is 2, and Julie's iPad survived 1. So that's the leaderboard. And so that wraps up this demo. And as you can see, Jackie Weaver never needs to attend one of these meetings again. She can just use the simulator to simulate the meetings instead. Okay, so just to wrap up, this simulator was built with Java 15 with experimental features enabled, and we used JUnit 5 to do the testing. Now, if you're interested, I will be publishing the full coding of the whole thing, so you can check it out in a separate video. And after that, if there's more interest, then I'll also publish a video of me refactoring the code to improve it and polish it. And I'll also upload this code to GitHub, so you can check out the links in the description below. And I will also add a link to the original Handforth Parish Council meeting video on YouTube. Now, before you go, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share and comment if you think anything should be improved as part of this, or maybe you think the rules should be different. If you want to see the full coding of the app, let me know. And also if you want to see the refactoring. Okay, thanks for watching.